Hi, this is Jo and welcome to my Inspired Action Minisode series. These episodes are meant to help you think about your business in a new way and to take inspired action. Join me as I walk around my London neighbourhood and I discuss the most asked questions I get as a business coach. Let's dive in. We're told that things have to move incrementally, that we make progress bit by bit. But who says that that has to be the case? Why can't we move quickly? Why can't we quantum shift our business progress? Why do we have to go slowly and steadily? And if we do want to make really big shifts fast, how exactly do we go about that? Well, I asked myself one question and it changed everything. There was a really distinct before and after to what was going on in my business and life before I asked this question and after I asked this question. And I'm going to share this with you today. I'm really excited to talk to you about the difference that it made to my business. And I have great faith that if you answer this question too, you're going to make massive shifts. Some like to call them quantum shifts for your business progress, just like I have done. So what was going on before I asked myself this question and made my quantum shift? Well, ultimately, I was trying lots of different things for my business. I've tried several different kinds of launches over the last year. And I've been very much influenced by whatever and whoever I was watching or listening to at the time. If Amy Porterfield was talking about a particular style launch and a particular way of writing copy, I became really influenced by that and felt that that must be the right way. And surely if I did it that way, then I would be successful too. Have you done this too, where you've seen a coach or perhaps a business person doing something in a particular way and you just start following that exact blueprint? You don't take the time to find out whether it's really aligned with who you are and your message and your soul clients. You just dive in and say, well, this must be right because look at how much money they're making. Look at how many people follow them and the success that they've had. Therefore, their way is right. Not just right for them, but right for me too. And if you're familiar with human design, of which is quite a new thing for me, but I have recently learned that within human design, I am a reflector. Only 1% of people in the world are reflectors. And we have open centers, which means that reflectors take on board the influence of others. And I can really see how true that has been for me as I've been building my business. The way that I have absorbed the information and the influence of others, which means that I start to bend and shape myself in their image. Now I'm more aware that this is the type of personality I have because I'm a reflector. It enables me to just stop a moment and ask myself, is this truly aligned with who I am? Or is it that I'm just getting a little bit carried away and a little bit easily influenced? Do I really have to do it their way? Is it really right for me? And what was happening is I was starting to work on so many things at the same time in a way of hedging my bets. I don't know, perhaps this resonates with you. You're worried that perhaps not everything's going to work. So you start doing multiple things, start doing all the things. And before long, you get overwhelmed, you overwork, you overdo. And in my case, last year, I even burned out, which just meant that I just couldn't do anymore. I was on my knees, probably literally and metaphorically. I just couldn't do it anymore because I was just trying to prove myself so hard, trying to quantum leap my progress, but without the belief behind it that would actually allow me to do so. So I was just pushing harder, working more, just getting into a phase where there was that constant pressure on myself. Perhaps that sounds familiar. If you're an A-type striver like I am, perhaps ex-corporate, this is going to be something that really resonates with you because we really do throw ourselves into stuff to the detriment of our own well-being so frequently. And so what happened after I asked myself this question, the question that I'm going to share with you in just a moment? Well, ultimately, a whole bunch of stuff just fell into place simultaneously. But the first and most dramatic change was how I felt about my business. What happened was I made a choice to feel differently. And this is really the crux of quantum shifting. Now, I am no quantum expert, but I am starting to understand that really quantum shifting is a shift, a massive shift in belief. And is where you say, I've had enough, I'm doing this, I'm going to make a shift and be a different person, imbue a different energy, and just up-level myself. And that is what happened first for me. I just completely changed how I felt about my business. And what happened as a result of that is I got this wave of calm come over me. It was like this access to a new level of ease started. And I really allowed that struggle wound, that overdoing, overstriving, overproving energy to just gently subside. Now, I really love that pushing energy exists within me. That masculine, which is such a perfect yin yang to the feminine flow. I love having masculine energy because it's meant I have proved and done so much in my life. But it should never be that pushing is the default. Because, of course, we know that actually all the best things come into our lives when we allow, when we receive. And being able to balance those two has just been an amazing gift for me. And certainly after I asked this question and answered it for myself, allowing that wounded masculine to subside, to accept the masculine within me, but allow it to be divine and allow it to match with the feminine divine to have good grace and balance. And from this new place of ease and simplicity, the clarity of my message rose up. What happened was this message within me was right there the whole time, of course, and it was waiting patiently for me to realize that it was in me and it needed to come out. And my message is one that I have to give for women who are just like me. They're my soul clients. They understand when I talk about over pushing and over striving. They understand when I explain that I had to really work at bringing that divine feminine into my life so I could have that perfect blend between masculine and feminine and not burn myself out. They understand the ambition and the fire behind it, but the desire to combine that with heart and flow and intuition and all of those beautiful feminine qualities. They get it when I talk about how important it is to allow your authentic messaging to shine through. And that's really what my message is about. It's allowing other women the permission to step into flow and ease in their businesses and to be truly authentic and do what lights them up. Because I've learned that as much as you do things that your clients need and want, if they're not something that comes from your soul, that lights you up to your core, first of all, you're not going to resonate or not for long. But most importantly, you're not going to enjoy it. And who wants to run a business for 5, 10, 15, 20 years that you're not enjoying? It's going to be something that you won't be consistent. You won't be able to make those leaps in your progress. So coming back to you and the core of your message and creating a mission from it, which is what I'm doing right now, is what I love to share and talk about. Ultimately, my message is my own experience, and that is the same for you. This journey that I've taken from the wounded masculine of doing and pushing and proving is something that I really embodied when I was a high-achieving corporate struggler, and I took straight into my new entrepreneurial journey as a burnout in the first year. And what I've done now is just embraced the divine feminine and masculine as a business coach, so I can imbue my business with ease and intuition and do the same for my clients. And my soul clients are women who resonate deeply with that path for themselves. They're building businesses that are aligned with their soul purpose, and they're balancing their driven, action-taking qualities with this new sense of flow and authenticity. They're allowing the truth in their stories to guide the way. Now, after I made this shift, the results were surprising, even for me. First of all, I unlocked so much excitement in my alignment with that message that it simply poured from me. Creating content was so easy. Writing my emails, recording my podcast episodes like this just simply flowed from me because I felt so and feel so impassioned by it. But also tangible results appeared. We all like tangible results. Who likes physical manifestations? I do. So let's talk about what actually happens when you make this quantum shift in your beliefs and how you feel. Well, first of all, simple things like my email open rates nearly doubled. I can't explain that. I just started writing from the heart. I started pouring this message into my emails, and literally overnight, they started doubling in their open rates. More people were clicking through. I also got invited to speak on exciting new podcasts that wasn't happening before. And most importantly, new soul clients booked into working with me. And it was literally like they appeared out of nowhere, pure manifesting magic. We talk about having great marketing strategies. And so often we just turn to simple solutions like how do I do Instagram better, or how do I do a better funnel, or whatever it might be. And we miss the core, the most important thing of all, which is that our message just has to be magnetizing. People have to really resonate with you, and they have to really want to lean in, listen to what you have to say, identify that they have those feelings too, and then want to work with you for their outcome and solution. So I bet you really do want to know the question I asked myself. Well, here it is. If I was fully setting myself up for quantum shifting my business progress, I would. Let me say that again. If I was fully setting myself up for quantum shifting my business progress, I would. ... So if you weren't holding yourself back, and if you weren't telling yourself stories that were created from your limiting beliefs, and if you weren't stuck doing what you've done before and wondering why it's still not working, this is the question for you. What would you do differently if you'd set yourself up beautifully for a massive shift? Let me share with you the answers that I came up with and the things that really allowed me to make that shift for myself. So if I was fully setting myself up for quantum shifting my business progress, I would, first of all, stop struggling. No more moaning about lack of progress. I just decided, forget it. I'm not playing around. I'm playing to win. I'm all in. And this first response from me that came out so viscerally is the one that have guided the other 4 that I'm going to share with you in just a moment. Having had enough was motivation in itself. Not, oh, I'm so fed up. Why is it still not working? Why did I get some clients then and now I don't? What's going on? How do I create consistency in my pipeline? And all of these things that I'm sure that you worry about too. I just said, stop moaning and importantly, stop struggling. Just make a decision that you are going to absolutely smash your goals and start now. And so from this response, it guided me to some more practical ways that I decided that I was actually going to level up my business and make a quantum shift. Number 2 was get in the room with coaches who take me to the next level. As soon as I'd made this decision, I immediately booked 2 coaches that I've been following and admiring. And I did so before I could afford it. I know that you're thinking, well, it's okay if you've got the money. No, trust me, the sort of level of ambition that I put behind this meant that those coaches and their prices made me feel incredibly queasy about the money. But referring back to point 1, no more struggling. I am making this shift. No more excuses, no more moaning. And I did it anyway. And the fact is, when we talk about investment in ourselves as we build our businesses and investing in coaches, investing in people who support our progress, it really is a massive game changer. And I'm happy to report that the investment that I've made so far, I know that it's a game changer. And I'm telling you that financially it already is. For me, I'm already seeing the rewards and the dividends coming in from that investment that I've made. And ultimately, you know who your coach is when you see them. You know when you get this feeling that that person really resonates with you and you really need to work with them. You know that you're going to get the results from working with that specific person. It's just like one of the new clients that just recently joined me explained it so well. She said to me on a call, I just know that you're my person. And my heart just opened because I know that feeling too. I had that feeling with the 2 coaches that I've booked. I just know that they're the ones for me. And when I work with clients who say that I'm their person, and one recently also said that my email to her gave her chills, I'm like, yes, that's exactly the way that I want to relate to my clients. And likewise, that's exactly what you want to be receiving from your clients when you give of your heart and your soul and you're sharing all of the things that resonate and magnetize. So number 3, when I was answering that question, that what would I do if I was fully setting myself up for quantum shifting my business, I decided to be 100% myself and deal with it if people don't like what I say. And it really freed me up to bring so many different aspects of myself into my business. One had been freeing my woo-woo. So I have got my certification as a pranic healer. But for too long, I hadn't really put that together with actually the work that I do with my clients and my business. Even though I am incredibly spiritual and I'm gaining more spiritual knowledge by the day, I hadn't brought it wholly into my business, and I wasn't talking about it very much, even though I was finding that actually clients who were working with me, I was already starting to bring that into our sessions and into how I work. I wasn't being overt and talking about it on social media, in my emails. I realized that I was trying to play to a much more general audience of people who might not like it, might not be as woo-woo as me. And I realized, well, if they're not as woo-woo as me, then perhaps they're not people that I'm best placed to help. Perhaps I won't resonate as much with them. But we're not going to know until I bring my woo-woo to work. So number 3 was just be myself and start to say what I think, start to express my opinion more. I have been told that I am very emphatic. So why suppress that? Why not continue to be emphatic, but bring the opinions and message that I have to give that can help others to make their business progress so much easier? Now, number 4 is a little bit of an opinion. So I'm like, I'm just going to put this out there because that's what I said I'm going to do. Number 3, be 100% myself. So number 4 is I decided that in order to make my quantum shift, I have to give up working with beautiful humans who are just not my soul clients. Now, even though I love working with all kinds of people who are building their business, and even though they pay me, which, let's not be shy, we are building a business and being paid is very important, I have made the decision that it's really time for me to focus on the niche that I was made to serve. And this is my tribe of bright, strong women who, yes, overthink, overprove, and who are just like me and know that it is their time to rise with their soul client love as they attune to the clarity of their unique mission and message. And starting to focus solely on that niche, a niche who I know are my soul clients, is something that will take my business forward because the energy behind it is so magnificent. I can feel the tingles in the ends of my fingers. And now on to number 5, which is last but no means least. And this is I've committed to trying out new offers and be unafraid to talk about them and promote them. Now, hands up if you've ever felt icky about sales, about talking about your business and what you're actually selling and your prices. I've certainly been there, and it's been a real journey to become bolder, to say, this is who I am and this is what I do and this is what it costs and this is what you'll achieve. But no more. If I intend to quantum shift my business, this has been an absolute fundamental shift. I started to talk about a new offer for a 2-hour Time to Rise intensive, which is literally to pinpoint your message and your soul client in just 2 hours, and then with some Voxer support for 5 days. I love this offer because it's short, sharp, and it gets results for people quickly. But it's also been important for me to not attach to whether my new offers succeed or not. And if nobody buys your offer, it is no reflection on your self-worth. Now, believe me, that one took a bit of time for me to integrate. What? You mean it doesn't mean I'm rubbish, useless if nobody buys my offer? It doesn't mean I'm not good enough? No, it doesn't mean that at all. It just simply means a number of things. Write the story as you wish. But the story, the real truth, is not that you're not good enough. You are always good enough just because you exist, just because you wake up every morning and you do great things in this world and move yourself forward and full of love. And I could go on. The point is that because you make an offer, even one that you really, really wanted to work, and it didn't for some reason, no problem. We just try again. And this is the point behind my number 5. Don't be afraid to try out new offers. If that one didn't work, if it didn't resonate with people, if the timing was off, if your promotion didn't work, if for whatever reason it wasn't right, just try again. Pick a different offer. Listen to your heart and your soul about what's coming from you, what your real message is. Are you being authentic enough? Did you understand your soul client's needs well enough? Whatever the point is, it is not a reflection on your self-worth just because your offer didn't sell. And from that place of new confidence about trying out new offers, I'm also made a decision to launch my Time to Rise Mastermind in 2022. And I felt so called to combine this fire of action taking with that heart of flow and inspiration and energy, which I believe is necessary to level up your business without the burnout. Now, as a listener to the Action Taker Tribe podcast, if you're called to find out more about the Time to Rise Mastermind, drop me a note. Let's put some time in and I'll tell you all about how I'm going to combine the energy aspects with pure business advice so people can make strides without getting burned out, making sure that the feminine and masculine are beautifully combined, and taking aligned business decisions that help you magnetize your soul clients too. I'll put some links in the show notes, so jump into the show notes and let's talk soon. So you see, this one question led to this line of self-inquiry that has totally quantum shifted my business because I have chosen to level up. And we get to choose whether we stay on the level that we are or whether we make a quantum shift. I have chosen it. It is done. And now it's time for you to choose your next level too. There isn't any need for you to wait. You don't need to wait for this to fall in place or for that to work first. You simply have to make the decision, imbue the belief, and do it. I'd love to hear from you about which one of my new beliefs resonates with you and in what ways you're going to level up and make massive strides for your business. So before I say goodbye for today, here's the 3 ways that you can work with me right now. First of all, you could book your Time to Rise 2-hour intensive, which will unlock your ease in mission and message to magnetize your soul clients. Secondly, you could jump onto a free strategy call with me and discuss your business and how I can help you level up. I'm taking on 2 new one-to-one clients in my 3-month program in 2022. And right now in December, I'm holding 2021 prices. Jump on a discovery call and let's chat about whether we're a good fit. And thirdly, as I mentioned earlier, my new Time to Rise Mastermind will be starting in early 2022. And I'm going to have a very special offer for founder members. So if you want in on that opportunity, simply get in touch and I'd love to share more details. And so have an inspired action week. Take care. Bye now.